Ascended Master Astrea. I represent the Divine Mother, the white fire of the Mother Light. This light is an unstoppable, unconquerable force. There is no force on earth that can resist or reject or stand against the light of the white Mother. You have called forth my presence. You have earned my presence in this conference by making the calls that few people in Europe are aware that they can make or would dare to make, even if they knew about them. Perhaps you do not think about this, my beloved, but there are so many people on earth that would be mortally afraid of doing what you are doing by challenging the forces of darkness. These forces have such a hold on so many people embodied in Europe that the people dare not even stand up and demand their freedom. They cannot even dare to look at Saint Germain, for they are so used to being suppressed by the power elite and the forces of darkness that they dare not even imagine what it means to be truly free. There are so many people in Europe who are held back by fear. Fear of this, fear of that, but truly fear of nothing that is real. For nothing real can cause fear. You will say, well, was the Second World War not real? Was the Holocaust not real? Are natural disasters and diseases not real? And I would say, indeed, they are not. From the perspective of an Elohim, none of this is real. It has no permanence. But more importantly, it was not created based on the vision of Christ. And so how can it be real? It can have a temporary manifestation. But it is no more real than the images you watch on the movie screen. That the only difference being that when you are in a movie theater, you know you are watching a movie. But when you are in what you call real life, you do not realize that this is all as unreal as a movie. It is a projection upon the screen of life. There is nothing here that can bind you, that can hold you, for you are a spirit, a free-flowing spirit, if you dare to be free-flowing. But of course, that is what has happened to so many people. They have been tricked, they have been suppressed, they have been scared into not daring to flow, but thinking they have to stay at some station that has been defined for them by the powers that be. For so many centuries, the Christian religion defined people's station as sinners. But even materialism or political ideologies have defined the station for people. Did not communism define that most people are workers except the party elite? Does not materialism define that you are no more than an upright walking animal? Is this not all limitations that cannot in any way hold a spirit when you recognize yourself as a spirit? So, I have come, magnified by your calls, but also by your presence, by your heart flames, by your conversations, by your willingness to come together. I am here to perform an action unprecedented on the European continent. I am, as I am speaking these words, manifesting my presence, my flame, in the astral plane that is associated with Europe. I, with legions of angels, am binding the demons that are pulling on the emotional bodies of the people in Europe, pulling them into fear, pulling them into self-destructive patterns, pulling them into addictions, pulling them into self-denial, pulling them into all manner of manifestations of crime and perversions of the true qualities of God, the true activities of God. How many times on the European continent have you seen war, truly a perversion of the flames and the energies of God? How many crimes have you seen on this continent? How many rapes, how many murders, how many plunderings of villages and towns? How much destruction have you seen that serves no purpose whatsoever, that does not even enrich those who are doing the destruction? It simply destroys and breaks down, shattering people's lives, wounding their souls, thereby making them open, their auras open to the claws and the psychic hooks of the demons in the astral plane. They are bound now by my legions of angels, by my circle and sword of blue flame that I hurl into the astral plane. Cut free the people of Europe. Bind and consume these entities, these demons. Cut free the discarnate souls to move on to other stations. Clear now the astral plane of Europe. Clear it now. Clear it now. Clear it now. Clear it now. And it is indeed cleared as much as the law will allow in the present configuration. Do not underestimate what a group, even small in numbers, can accomplish by coming together in unison and making the calls. The call compels the answer. I am the answer. The mother flame is the answer. The circle and sword of Astrea is the answer to the cutting free of Europe and Europeans from these astral forces that are pulling them into senseless destruction and self-destruction time and time again. Let them be bound, and they are bound. Let them be consumed, and they are consumed. Let them be no more, and they are no more. Now there is a space, there is an opening, there is a vacuum in the astral plane. And as Jesus taught so long ago when he cast out the demons, when there is an empty space, other dark forces will rush in to occupy it. But I say, nay, they shall not rush in. Instead, my angels are rushing in, filling up this space in the astral plane of Europe. And we will hold it for as long as there are people in embodiment who will make the calls to us through our decrees, through our invocations. Then we will occupy. We will occupy until the Christ can come and take up the position that rightfully is the Christ's position to occupy in the emotional body on this planet. I am not saying that the astral plane of the entire planet is cleared by this action. I am not saying that the astral plane associated with Europe is cleared completely in this action. But there is a very significant clearance. And it is significant that my angels are taking up positions in the astral plane. For every time you make the calls, then they have the authority to claim more territory, so to speak, to bind and consume more forces of darkness, to consume the energies there, and to therefore extend the clearing action of the astral plane further and further. Truly, you have won a victory. Truly, you have achieved a great action. You have achieved much of the work that we wanted you to achieve at this conference. For this, I am grateful. All of us are grateful. All of us congratulate you with this. There is still some more work to be done by clearing the mental and the identity realms. But the clearing that could be accomplished at this conference of the astral plane has hereby been completed and accomplished fully. Thus, you have my gratitude, you have my joy, you have my uplifting, all-conquering joy, the joy that comes when you experience the purity of the white mother light, when you see this light consuming all darkness, making it disappear as if it never existed. And truly, it never existed, for it never had any reality in Christ. So how can it truly have existence? Oh, how the philosophers of earth, many of them born in Europe, have created elaborate theories about what is real, what does it mean to exist and not exist. So many times, their minds have been taken over, either by forces in the astral plane or those in the mental, even some in the identity realm. Therefore, their whole debate about existence and what is real is based on trying to say that one manifestation of the duality consciousness is more real than another manifestation of the duality consciousness. Truly, nothing that is conceived outside the mind of Christ can ever be real, can ever be said to have existence. It is just a projection upon the screen of life, as fleeting as the images on the movie screen. They will move on, and if you turn off the projector, they instantly disappear. They disappear with the speed of light, for they are projections of light. But I tell you, the manifestations that you see in the physical octave and in the astral plane will not disappear with the speed of light, for they are made of a lower vibration, a less quick light rays, that therefore will disappear at a somewhat slower rate, but nevertheless they will disappear in the blink of an eye, when enough people stop giving them power, stop projecting them on the screen of life through their own consciousness. I am Elohim Astrea, and I am purity in action on earth, here, now, and forever.